Welcome to Parenting Differently, where we leave behind the old way of parenting and allow the gifts of parenthood to raise us. Different to how we were raised, different to how society keeps telling us to raise our kids, and maybe even parenting different to how you expected, just different. I'm your host, Anja Simmons. Welcome. I'm an author, a yogi parenting coach, and a speaker. And this season 5, we're working on tips. How do we parent differently? So we've had 2 sessions. This is our 3rd tip today on ways to implement. And obviously, always trust yourself. That's the whole point here. Trust your intuition, trust your gut to see which ones resonate and which ones you want to implement right away and which ones you're like, I'm not too sure. That doesn't make sense to me, right? That's the parent differently, right? Trusting yourself. What? I'm super bright today. If you're watching this on YouTube instead of listening, just so you know, I'm in a bright space. So our tip 3 today is, what are you doing for you? What are you doing for yourself? To self-care, we can call it. We can call it really like what journey, what continued growth and learning are we doing for ourselves? We have a lot of these thoughts for our children, what they can do, but what are you doing for yourself? Maybe it's deep. Maybe some deep healing is needed and you're seeing a therapist, right? Maybe you're hiring a parenting coach. Woohoo, that little hint there. Maybe your self-care is that you're reading things that really inspire you and really create the intentions in the world that you wish to live in, right? You're designing your life in such a way that you want to be around people that inspire you. You want to have conversations, deep connection and conversations with people that you love, that love you, right? So what are you doing for you? And this is such an important part of this parenting differently, to get away from, especially for mothers, this martyr idea, right? We sacrifice and we give it all to our children. That is not healthy. That's not healthy for us. And if we want help for our children, that's certainly not healthy for them. Okay, we are real human beings. We have the same wishes and goals and love for ourselves that we have for our children. We want those for ourselves. I'll sort of change that around a bit. Okay, so how do you like to exercise? Have you scheduled that in? Is that working for you? We talk about therapy, self-care, hanging out with the girlfriends, but people that, after being with them, you feel good. Are you finding groups and people to be around that support or keep you inquiring, keep you growing, or make you laugh? Never mind learning, just make you laugh. If you have a partner, what are you doing together? What are you doing together to step forward? And we can all parent differently. We don't have to parent the same, even within one household. Definitely know that from my own experience. But what are you doing for you that fulfills you? Right? What self-care are you doing? And self-care is bigger, right? Have you been able to, are you creating a place in your house that is calming for you, that is peaceful for you? Is there a no kid zone? We know how they seep into every room. Is there a place that you can go if you're into meditation, if you're into reading, if you're, a place that you can just sort of sit still and connect to you, right? It's so important. It's so important. We don't want to wait till they grow up. Part of my own journey was this being lost in motherhood because I didn't give myself any time. We had our own business. I was working there and then would run back to be with the kids. Even when I was breastfeeding, I would be at work, run home, nurse, and go back. Craziness. But I didn't know that I had my value of me as Anja was so important in how I show up as a parent, right? And so the question now is, for this tip for this week, look around and make sure there's enough of you on your schedule. And I know our first thought is, yeah, but they need me here. You know what? You need you, and they need you needing you and valuing you so that they can see their own value. So it really does all this, it does all entwine together, right? So the tip this week, please look into ways that you can support you. What lights you up? Who are you talking with? Who are the people around you? Not the children. What is it you yourself need more of, or need to continue, or need to up? Maybe there's a course you've been wanting to do. Maybe there's gym, I don't know, an aerobic class or a gym class you wanted to do. Maybe you really miss sitting in a coffee shop with your coffee, alone with your thoughts staring into space. It's all allowed. It's maybe you like to paint, right? Maybe you like to journal. Maybe you like to talk. Maybe you like absolute silence. So let me know. Let me know how that goes. Let me know what you come up with for that, and where the turn is for you to saying, I'm going to make, I need to, I must make time for me. And have conversations. If you're parenting with someone else, have conversations around that. What do they need? What do you need? And how can you support each other? Have a super, super week. Let me know how this goes. Tip 3. And you can find me over on Instagram. And you can also go to my website if you'd like to book a session so that we can dive a little deeper into all of this and get full-on support.